Hello everyone. Just back from testing in Barber and Laguna Seca. A bit jet lagged, but today I've seen a lot on social media that most of you ask me what's the difference between an Indy car and a Formula One car. So I thought I was going to take a few examples from the onboard camera that I made. All right, so here we're in the car, and a lot of people have asked me what is the big cable here on the right-hand side that we see. And that's for telemetry. That's to plug the car in the garage. We have the same in Formula One, and just in Formula One it's on the side pods. One of the difference is the engine revs that you need to put to start the car. There's much more engine revs to start the car, and it's actually quite tricky initially to leave the pit box. You can go open visor in the pit lane with the aero screen. That's not a problem, but obviously on track you don't want to do that. And I guess you can see that the steering wheel is much easier than in Formula One. There's less button. One of the other big difference is the lack of tire blanket, and you can see on the first lap it's very slippery out there, and you gradually improve your pace, improve your rhythm, but leaving the pit is very slippery, and in the race that's going to be one of the things that I really need to work on and to understand how to do well. Corkscrew, here we go. Corkscrew, I believe that's a corner that you wouldn't be able to do in Formula One. When you get to that point here, you've got no idea where you're going, and then go straight down the hill. You can hear the engine going up in revs and down. And I think here in Formula One, the front wing we just not make it. It would touch the ground and really hurt the car. Low speed corners in INDYCAR, you can really push the entry. A lot of understeer here, big snap here, big snap on exit, and you really use the mechanical grip of the car, so you don't mind about sliding the car. Whilst here in Formula One, you can see that the smoothness of the steering wheel is very different, and you don't really correct the steering angle. So that's something I had to learn on the first day to understand how to go fast. Again, yeah, here I wanted to show you the correction on the steering wheel. No power steering wheel here, super heavy steering wheel, and you can feel all the bump in the car, in the track, and you see the steering wheel. It's a big fight with it. Whilst here again, on board, a bit of understeer, and then very smooth exit. So this is something you're gonna see and realize that the difference is between the INDYCAR on board and the Formula One is quite big, really. Let me go back to early. Going into the corner, you can see quite a big snap. Car's got much less downforce, therefore it's a lot lively through high-speed corners, and that is also something that I'm learning and trying to understand how the car behaves in high-speed corner, because it is very different in that way. One thing you have in INDYCAR and you don't have in Formula One is the change of anti-roll bar, front or rear. So on the right of the cockpit here, where my hand is, that's the front anti-roll bar. You can change the position, and you've got the same on the left for the rear anti-roll bar, meaning that you can really adjust the balance of the car whilst the tire are going. And here we're going to turn 2 in Laguna, even though it's the first proper corner, and there's a lot of understeer in the car. So I guess I went softer front bar on that lap, trying to help the understeer mid corner. And then same, you can play with the rear bar, and if traction are going, then you normally go softer on the rear bar or stiffer on the front. And finally, the pit entry and the pit box. So quite a tricky pit entry here, pushing the pit limiter, and the boxes are very, very small. I mean, you've got a tiny space to park the car and get it right. So that's, compared to the big Formula One box, here it is quite tight. You go in neutral, and then send it, try to stop on the mark, and then you will see the mechanics jumping and changing the tires. So really, yes, I mean that's that are the main big differences. I hope that answers some of your questions, and really I'm very, very much looking forward to the season and for you to follow.